All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the third and final part of Ask the King for July 2018, episode 71. We're getting up there in the episodes, huh? Shit, another year I'll end up getting into like 75 and stuff, damn. So, if you didn't see parts 1 and 2 yet, if you're watching this on demand on YouTube, go check them out. They should be live by now. If you're on stream, welcome back from the break, and it's time for the final segment. In this segment, I'm going to address some Twitter questions that I hand-selected this afternoon, and also we're going to go into the stream chat and just pick some random questions and things that people ask me there to end off the show. This probably will be the shortest segment of the show to finish it off, okay? One final thing is thank you to everyone who obviously has contributed today via cheers, subs, and tips. In fact, I guess I should check sub count because I haven't done that in a while, but I get the feeling it went down to like 410. Oh no, it actually went up to 422. There you go. That's a positive thing. Let's go ahead and get that updated. Thank you guys again for your support. I mean, we're only 28 subs away from hitting the goal for the month. With 6 days left, we could definitely do it. All right. To the Twitter questions. Let's get to them. Excuse me. This question is from Ditsy Isa. And Ditsy Isa asks, hey, King, wanted to know if you'll be attending E3 in the future now that it's open to the public. Okay. A few things on that. First of all, I did attend E3 in 2012. Was invited as a content creator through Machinima's partnership program. Had a lot of fun being there for the first time and seeing what it was. And I did get a few hands-on experiences with games such as Resident Evil 6, Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. That's what it was called. I'm trying to remember. The name was so convoluted. Hitman Absolution, and maybe a few other games where I got kind of hands-on experience for the first time. It was pretty neat. I saw PlayStation All-Stars was on display back then. It's hilarious because the games I'm all mentioning are all ancient history and no one talks about them anymore. But that was the hot shit back then, right? That was Ni no Kuni 1, right? Before Ni no Kuni 1 was even released. Did I have fun at E3? Sure I did. It was a unique experience. It was something different from what I would normally do as a content creator. But I'll be very honest with everyone. It was time consuming, it was tiring, and quite frankly, with the way the E3 is actually run, more than likely, I could have gotten most of that information, if not all of it, just by being at home. And that's from my personal experience. Some people out there will tell you the complete opposite. Oh, E3 is the place to be. You got to be there every day if you're in the who's who or what's what. To me, it seemed more to me like just an event where they're just really trying to promote their new stuff, almost like a giant advertisement thing, you know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh, firsthand you're going to learn a lot of stuff about these games. It was more like, let's just push advertisements for games down your throat. And even though it was fun to see things like Injustice for the very first time, I could have easily just been at home and watched the videos on the internet and got the same kind of information, all right? Now, the thing is, but since 2012, things have dramatically changed when it comes to E3. First of all, there are people who are much, much smaller with less notoriety than me on YouTube or Twitch who get into E3. Like, all you really need to do at this point is apply for one of the media badges and give them your references. Here's my Twitch, here's my YouTube, here's my average viewership. As you can see, it's, I get a good reach. And chances are you could get in. I mean, like I said, if people smaller than me get in on a regular basis, obviously I would be able to get into E3 if I wanted. And I know that you're saying, Ditsy, would you consider going back to E3 now that it's public? What she's talking about, I probably ask it might be a he. I'm gender assuming, which of course in 2018 is a horrible thing to do, so I take that back. It says, Isa is saying, would I go back because it's public? I wouldn't go back because it's public. I could go anyway. You know what I mean? Now, when you say it's public, it means that there are public badges you can get for E3 where you can just walk in general admission. So you can see the floor, but I don't believe with the general admission badge you're guaranteed to see stuff. Like with the media badge I had, I could get into other stuff other people couldn't. For example, I got inside, before Watch Dogs 1 ever came out, I got into an exclusive demo where they showed the game for the first time. And it was just me and like maybe 20, 30 other people in a room watching this demo of the game. And the only people with media badges could do that. Other people couldn't get in there. See? So there's going to be like, in E3, there's still a general admission where you can see all the floor displays and everything. But you're not guaranteed to be able to see all the behind closed doors kind of stuff like I could do because I had the media badge. All right? But being real talk with everyone here. All right? From my personal experience at E3 in 2012, unless things have dramatically changed, you know what I mean, in 6 years, there was really nothing that I absolutely needed to be there to see. It was more for me, it was cool because it was kind of like a mini vacation during the summer, going to LA with a friend, hanging out in LA, and then going to E3 versus just, you know, being at home. Every year since, I've covered E3 from home sufficiently. I've seen every major game. I've been able to give you all my opinions on everything. And I honestly don't think that there was a detriment for being at home. You know what I mean? Was it cool to be a part of that experience? I mean, yeah, I remember they caught me on like G4 TV. They caught me. If it was G4, I don't even know if it was because that doesn't exist anymore. But, you know, they caught me on television. I was on different things. On the internet, people could see me at the panel for Watch Dogs. I was in the background, you know. But that being said, it wasn't that big of a deal. So I have no desire to go back to E3 to spend a ton of money on a hotel, on a plane, on food, and on transportation just to be there to see in person the thing that I could see in a video form at home anyway. It's way too much of an expense, in my opinion. If I were making ridiculous money hand over fist like I was in 2012 on YouTube, then maybe I would consider doing it again because it ain't a big deal. But for me, it wasn't anything that erupted in like, wow, Phil really saw amazing behind the scenes closed door stuff that no one else did, and it blew him away, and he has to be at E3 every year to bring you that coverage. It wasn't like that at all. You know what I mean? So there you go. There you have it. Wow, I got a lot of shout outs to do. Hold on a second here. Shout out to Game Show GB, who did 150-bit cheer and said, "Hey Phil, glad to be back. Good to see a Game Show." Silent General did a 1500-bit cheer. Thank you very much, Silent General. You're the top cheerer for today's session. And he says, nothing. Wow, he said absolutely nothing. He just did the cheer. So thank you very much, Silent General, for the top cheer of the stream. I appreciate that. And Durfuzalador tipped me $20. So you're the top tipper of the stream. I'm going to get that updated. And he says, "I'm enjoying the stream, but not in the chat." Well, Durfuzalador, when I'm doing a stream like this, you know, I hate to admit it, I can't really micromanage the chat. I'm not sure what exactly is pissing you off, and I apologize for that. As you know, I do take more of an active role in monitoring the stream chat during gameplay streams, but I can't really do it when I'm answering questions. So I do apologize if you feel that the stream chat did not live up to your expectations. If you ever want to give me feedback on that, you can always shoot me an email and let me know exactly what you're talking about, and I can look into it, okay? But thank you for the tip. Very generous. Top tip for the day. Thank you very much. Okay, and Cody Carl's cheered. He says, "Is that when you were on TV?" Yes, I was on TV 2 times. Once I was behind one of the girl presenters or whatever for one of the TV game channels that doesn't exist anymore, and you could see me in the frame of the shot. And then another time, like I said, I was inside the room where we were airing the Watch Dogs preview, and they had surprise presented that game developer. One of the media outlets surprise presented the game developer with like best game of E3 or something like that. So I was in 2 different things being at E3 on TV. Okay. Shady Sands asks, "Will you please keep the videos longer as they are now? It might sound stupid, but the shorter videos titled as they were contain spoilers for the video." The bottom line is yes. When I am moving forward, regardless if I get monetization back on DSP Gaming or not, my videos on YouTube are going to remain longer from now on. The only reason that I made them shorter last year was because I was told to by Machinima to get my engagement up. At this point, I don't think it's going to help anyway. At this, you know, see what I mean? Like, at that point, it was like a last-minute desperate decision. I was uploading 30, 40-minute videos at the time when the adpocalypse happened in early 2017, and I listened to Machinima at the time, and I said, I'll make my videos shorter. At this point, I don't think it matters anymore. So yes, my gameplay videos will now be longer, anywhere from an hour or longer moving forward, unless there's some weird exception, but that's generally what I'm going to do, okay? Okay. Suck a Surprise asks, "Now that you've been given IRL streams a try with your cell phone and it turned out fine, any chance you'll consider doing something like Backyard Barbecue with the King or some other cooking meal-based IRL stream? It would probably be popular since fans always ask for Cooking with the King." I don't know, and I'm certainly not committed to anything. I'm not going to write off any possibilities, but at the same time, I'm not going to say, "Oh yeah, this is great, that's a great idea." The thing is, as you guys know, as I've told you, I really have tried to definitively make a separation between my work and life, so there's a balance. That way, it's not like every aspect of my life with Kat seeps into my videos and streams. I don't want that. Although now Kat has started to appear on videos and streams, and you guys seem to have enjoyed it, which is a good thing. But I don't want to say, yeah, let's just do all crossover IRL content now. No. And the other thing is, there's stuff around the house and stuff. It's none of anyone's business. I don't want to have to, I have to do a video now in the kitchen, so now I have to clean up the kitchen and hide shit so people don't see stuff, and now they twist they try to call my utility company and do shit. See what I mean? Like, it's a hassle. It is. It's a hassle. Bottom line is, I don't cook. Kat does the cooking. The stuff that I cook is so simple. Turkey burger. wow, that's like 10 minutes of me frying a burger and putting it on a bun with mustard and lettuce and tomato. How fucking riveting. I'm sure you guys really want to see that, right? So that kind of stuff, I don't think is going to be anything riveting. If and when I maybe got a backyard barbecue and I'm grilling food out, people wanted to see that, maybe something there. There's really nothing to do in this regard. It's an interesting idea, but, you know, and you know, I would never take my phone around locally. Like, I would never go outside the house and go to the mall and walk around. That's asking for fucking trouble that I'm not going to deal with. So the answer is no. I'm definitely not doing anything like that. Maybe in the future, would I consider doing another kind of thing if people really wanted it? Maybe. But I really not. It's not a priority. For me, the priority is the streaming that I do on a daily basis. All right. So there you go. Okay. Moses 137 asks the following. Phil, as a person who's changed for the better over the years, you're a lot more receptive and open-minded towards people's requests than you were back in the day. So my question is, how hard was it to be mindful, conscious, and realize that change was needed? Very hard. Very hard. You know, my life, for a majority of my life, I was a very hard-headed person. I was a very obstinate person, a very, I just didn't like, I wasn't receptive to change, and I was the kind of guy that if I did something and I felt that it was good, or if people told me it was good, I would just say, go with the flow and it's fine. But over the years now, how many times have I had to change my content up from going from just camera to direct capture, then implementing live streaming, right? From shorter videos to longer videos, from going from being like isolated and playing a game by myself to interacting completely with you guys on stream. It's been a completely different experience now. What I do now is completely different from what I used to do back in the day. 10 years changes things a lot, okay? And that being said, it wasn't easy. You know, it's hard because you guys have got to understand, and I've kind of explained this over the years, and a lot of people don't believe me or whatever, but there's no consensus. Like, it's not like definitively, here's the right way to do things and here's the wrong way, and Phil, for some reason, just keeps doing the wrong way instead of listening to the right way. There is no answer there. People have asked me for years, why don't you just completely change your content to do something that you're not? Because I don't want to be that. I'm a person who, when I do a stream, I want to be real and honest with you. Right? I want to be able to not have to censor myself constantly. I want to be able to play a game at face value and enjoy it and have fun and share that legitimate experience with you. I don't want you to watch my content and feel like you're watching a paid advertisement. I don't want you to only see the good stuff. I want you to see the bad stuff along with it and me reacting to it, so you get an honest opinion on what that game is and an honest experience playing that game when you watch my streams and my videos. A lot of people aren't like that. All they care about is the next joke, the next funny thing, the next highlight, the next rage moment, and it's just like, it's a constant highlight reel. I'm not like that. I don't ever want to be like that. I don't want to be the guy who plays a game but then has to sit here in front of my computer for 8 hours after I've played and I streamed that day to highlight everything into one little video that's digestible for YouTube. Sorry, that's not me. You know what I mean? And yeah, I know that my content's not going to be super white hot popular anymore because that's become the norm. I'm okay with that. But, you know, the flip side of that is when people tell me that I'm wrong, the things that I do are terrible or bad because I don't abide by the norms of YouTube. I don't think that's true. I think that there should be variety of content. That not because the old school style of long form raw let's plays isn't super popular anymore doesn't mean it's wrong to do it. It just means that it's more profitable to do the other things, and people have decided to jump on the bandwagon rather than just stick to their guns. I'm one of the very few people who stuck to his guns over the years, right? So, it's hard because you never know what the right choice is. At one point, I'm told, make my videos longer. I do, and then my engagement tanks on YouTube, and I'm told, you did it wrong. Make your videos shorter. So I make my videos shorter. Now everyone complains I put out too many videos, so now I make my videos longer again. See what I mean? Like, it seems like no matter what, there's always going to be someone telling you you're doing it wrong, and it's very hard to figure out when you get a cacophony of input every day. You should do this, you should do this, you should do this. Well, what are the things that I should do and prioritize, and what are the things that maybe aren't so important? Because I get so many requests and so many suggestions on a daily basis, it's hard to make sense of it all and siphon it into intelligible suggestions that I can positively implement on my streams and in my videos. So it's tough, you know, and it's hard because you guys are on the other end of it. So a lot of people, I'm so vocal, and I keep telling Phil to do this, he never listens to me. Man, I feel underappreciated because Phil just doesn't listen. That's not the case. It might just be that your voice was not the voice that stood out from the pack, or for some reason I felt that it wasn't a way that I could do what you're suggesting at the time. If anything, this week with the fact that DSP Gaming got demonetized was the week. If I was going to make a giant transition from short videos to long, this was the week to do it. Because there was already else something big going on, and this was the catalyst to make that big change, versus if I just randomly, willy-nilly, for no reason, went from 10-minute videos to hour-and-a-half long ones, people would be like, what the hell happened? This is so different from what I'm used to, and I'm afraid of change, and I don't like it. So, yeah, it's not easy. It's not. It's not easy. Now, number one, because, yeah, I'm kind of stubborn, and I'm the kind of person that if you want me to change, you got to convince me that there's going to be positivity coming out of it, some kind of a positive result. That's number one. And number two, I don't know what are the things to prioritize to change or what not to change, because I get so much input every single day. It's very hard to make sense of all of it. So yeah, it wasn't easy. Making changes like I have, it's not been easy. And you know, it took me a long time with the mistakes and stuff that I made in the past. In a lot of cases, like I said, the Minecraft mistake, the stupid thing I did on Blip TV, it took me a long time to look at those things back and realize, okay, those were stupid. I shouldn't have done those. They're really dumb that I did that stuff, and to kind of fess up to it. But now I have, in the last few years, I kind of very much opened up more open-minded and said a lot of things that and apologized for a lot of things that I felt that I should have over the years. So it's not easy, but I still love doing what I do. Okay. I got I got a dollar tip from someone whose name I'm not going to read, but thank you for the tip. Fluttershy cheers said, should Twitch unban Brittany Venti? I have no idea what you're even talking about. So I can't give any kind of input on that. Trees Teed Hopcliffs cheered and said, in one of your recent streams you mentioned you watched Roots the TV show. I didn't know you were a fan. Which series did you watch? The original? The original is the one that I watched. I never saw the remake. What interested you in Roots? Well, it was for school. They wanted us to read it for school. Or to watch it for school. Excuse me. Was it the acting, the direction, or was there a story that you loved and appreciate on the TV? Honestly, I don't remember much about it. I think everyone remembers the Kunta Kinte storyline. Oh, he didn't want to say his name was Toby, and they whipped him and treated him like dirt, and basically not even like a human. That's all I remember about it. He says, Roots is a show I recommend to watch for educational purposes. What are your final thoughts? I don't really have final thoughts because I only saw it once. It was a million years ago. So, there you go. Okay. Last Twitter question from Lawless Lou. He says, what's your best advice for small streamers? My best advice for streamers is exactly the same as the best advice that I could give to YouTubers, which is exactly the same as all the advice I've given over the years. It's very simple. Do what you love, be yourself, and have fun. As long as you're putting out a stream where you genuinely can be seen to be having fun and enjoying yourself, chances are there's going to be a positivity and a vibe to the stream that's going to attract certain people, and it's going to end up being fun. I'm not saying it's going to get you popularity. I'm not saying it's going to make you money or get a following. I'm just saying as long as you're enjoying what you're doing, it doesn't matter how many people watch you do it. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if you have 5 people on your stream or 50,000. As long as you're having fun doing what you're doing, it doesn't matter, right? And some people get lucky, like I got lucky. When I was doing what I wanted to do silly on YouTube back in the day, it was at the perfect time, the perfect place. I got lucky and ended up blowing up in popularity. And here I am 10 years later still doing it for a living, even though I'm nowhere near as popular. I could still pull it off. Not many people can that be said for. A lot of people want to do stuff. They can't end up doing what they want to do because, for whatever reason, they can't make enough money doing it. They can't make ends meet. It never gets popular. I was lucky. So I can't literally give you constructive ideas on a stream of how to improve because I don't know. But what I can tell you is do what you love, and that way if it doesn't pan out, at least you had fun doing it. Right? Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We're almost done. This is almost... Caught my bottle, which just flew over. It's almost the end of Ask the King. I will now open up the stream to some questions in the stream chat. Obviously, people who cheer, sub, or tip will get priority, but for those who just ask questions in the stream chat, I will also answer certain questions that I pick. All right, so last segment here. RFHC5 cheers and what's your favorite snacks? I'm not a huge snacker. I really am not. I'm not a huge snacker. What I typically eat, I have one major meal that's like a good meal made by Cat, and then I have one other meal during the day. It's usually like just a sandwich, turkey, cheddar, a little bit of ranch, sandwich on like sourdough bread, something like that. Sometimes I do breakfast like bagel sandwiches on a bagel. I'll do some egg, cheese, something like that. But I don't snack. I really don't snack. Very rarely do I snack. If I'm gonna have like a dessert, I have it as part of the meal. Like I'll have dinner. Oh man, I want a dessert. Oh, I'll have a piece of candy after I eat dinner. You see what I mean? I'm not a big snacker where I'm constantly eating stuff during the day. So, okay. Friend, Hands Celebratory cheered and said, shame on Twitch for banning Brittany Venti. This must be a new meme or something going on Twitch. I don't know what anyone's talking about. I have no clue. A big bumbling black man just resubbed for the 3rd month in a row and said, Bumble, Bumble, a Bumble for each month. Well, there you go. Thank you for 3 months of support. Appreciate that. Last Rambo just cheered. He says, what do you think of people leaking rosters or gameplay information of games? I feel they ruin the hype. Makes me miss the old days where we get surprises of what we play or unlock. I agree. And it's kind of the same thing, Last Rambo. People who get games early, in particular fighting games, and then they just reveal everything about the game like the week of the game before we even played it yet. And already we know the top tier strategies. Like, where was the exploration, the initial exposure and experience you get when you're playing a game for the first time? If you've already watched half the game online and everyone knows all the top tier shit. See what I mean? Like, I agree. I think there's a different era where sadly it's very dog eat dog, where people just want to make money. They don't care about if the game's good. They don't care if they ruin the game. As long as I get my content out on the internet first and you watch my content so I make a buck, who cares? And I don't like that. I've never been like that. You know, I was the guy who on release day would get up in the morning early to go to GameStop, pick up the game, come home, play the game on release day, just like you guys could, and share that information with the internet. I didn't try to find underhanded ways to get the game early like some YouTube channels do, which I could call out a couple that I know over the years I gave shit for it, because they literally would have like agreements with stores to they get the game 2-3 days early and put up a whole fucking playthrough. I wasn't an elitist guy who was looking to have partnerships with different publishers so I could get the copies of the games early and I could play it. You know what I mean? Never was I ever tried to do that. I'm of the opinion that we should all be playing the stuff on the same time and experience it. That's actually an awesome feeling. You're playing a game on release day along with everyone else. Everyone's being immersed in the game. You could go online and talk with other people about your day one experiences. That's all been like destroyed because everyone gets the game early and fucking post shit to make money. It's terrible. You commercialized the experience, and that's not cool, in my opinion. Okay. Karmika asked, will I return to Knights of the Old Republic? I don't know. People have asked about us for over the years, but in general, it doesn't seem like there's a ton of clamor for it. You know what I'm saying? It's a maybe. There you go. It's a maybe. Django Pops says, is there a day in your memory you could relive from start to finish because of how good or enjoyable it was? I don't think my memory is that good. I'm getting on the older side here. I'm just being real with you guys. I'm getting on the older side here, and I don't think my memory is anywhere near as good as it used to be where I could do that kind of stuff. But I've had some pretty good days with Kat where we just had a lot of fun from start to finish during that day. And I could tell you every moment, you know, we went out and maybe got breakfast, then went and did this, did that, you know. But I wouldn't tell you that because I don't want to reveal a lot of our private life. But I've had some really good days with her, you know, since she moved in that have been pretty remarkably good. And I want to keep doing that, you know. I want to keep having those fun experiences with her, that those moments you don't want to give up. That's why people say, oh, you take a whole day off from streaming. That's terrible. No, it's not. It's good. It's good because it's needed to stay unplugged from the internet, have a really fun, meaningful day with her. But no, like in particular, can I tell you a day right now? No. Okay, I got it. Let's see here. $1 tip from Guardian of Samsung Galaxy. He says, your long videos are clearing my phone internet data. I watch them when I am out and about. Well, it would have done the same thing if you were watching the short videos. At least if you're watching all of them, you know what I mean? So I don't think that necessarily it's any different than how it used to be. In general, people have been asking me for years to do the longer videos. So I apologize if in your one particular case, it's a negative. For most people, apparently it's a positive. So, Tobias Alexander says, if I don't want to go back to Catherine because it's the same puzzles and gameplay, why did I go back to Silent Hill 2? Number one, because it's my 10-year anniversary, and Silent Hill 2 is held up in high regard as one of the best survival horror games of all time. Number two, because I remember really enjoying the game back in the day, and people loved that playthrough and been asking for it for years. And number three, because I did do a different twist on it with the hard difficulty. As much as I regret doing it, at least there was something different about the playthrough this time around. That's why. Versus Catherine, we already know the entirety of the story, which, of course, yes, Silent Hill 2, we know that as well. But it's just, honestly, I didn't really like the puzzles of Catherine to begin with. I didn't like the puzzle gameplay of it the first time I played it. I really don't want to go back and replay it again. And Silent Hill 2 overall was much more popular than Catherine overall to my overall fan base. So, Detective John Kimball says, I have a very descriptive vocabulary. I must read a lot. When I was younger, I read a hell of a lot of comic books, and comic books actually have some of the biggest vocabularies of anywhere. And I did also read a lot of regular books back in the day. I also took British literature classes, which taught me a lot of obscure words and stuff. So yeah, in regards to, I'd say the common person in America, or the United States, I guess I should say, yeah, I probably have a far more descriptive vocabulary, and I'm a lot more versatile when it comes to variety of words that I can use in a daily conversation. Lustful Sheep asks, what's my favorite Sonic game of all time? Sonic 2, although I think Sonic Mania last year was absolutely amazing and a great homage to the franchise. No YOLO Dopper, I will not be playing TV Superstars again with Kat. Actually, it was YOLO Dopper for Mod who asked that. Last Rambo just cheered. He said, when Batman was young, he was a rapper because he was Lil Wayne. Wow. Okay. What's my favorite episode of SpongeBob? I never watched an episode of SpongeBob. Not even kidding. Never seen a full episode. No, I'm not going to do a retro replay of Wet. That's crazy. That game certainly doesn't warrant it. No ISD captain. I cannot make YOLO Dopper a mod. No. Brand Low says, if you had the power to go back in time, would you want to be in the action or just an invisible spectator? Maybe an invisible... Okay. Obviously, everyone wants to be part of the action. You want to go back in time and change things and see how it affects the future. But since it might permanently affect the future and fuck it over, logically, I say I just would want to be a spectator. I mean, you see what I mean? Like, the mischievous, curious side of me wants to mess with stuff and see how things would change. But being that I don't want to screw up the present, I'd probably just be an invisible spectator. There you go. Nana Bunny says, do a retro replay of Fallout 3. I already did. I played it once when it was new, and then I played it again years later. I don't think it warrants a third playthrough. Karmika says, what about playing SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom? Apparently at one point that was actually pretty high up in the polls at a patron choice event, but it didn't win. Apparently it's a good game. So I would be open to playing it in the future. I would. K-Dog cheers, in the song I Spawn, I Die, what game were you playing? That was Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2. Bionic says, what are my least favorite Mega Man games? Whatever the ones were at the end of that X Collection marathon that I was doing, I hated them. I didn't like them. Like the Mega Man X games on SNES I like. When they hit PS1, I hate them. I think they lost their way. Ugh. Ugh. Alright, well, we're winding down, guys. Final few questions here. Also says someone actually modded Simpsons Hit and Run to be a SpongeBob game. That's funny. Lord M. Blackadder asked, if I were able to go on a holiday to a foreign country, where would I go? If I could have free reign anywhere in the world to choose where I would want to go, the two top places would probably be Europe. And when I say Europe, probably the UK, France, Italy, Germany, that kind of a deal. Okay? Spain, or Japan. Those would probably be the two top places I would want to go if it was major travel. If you're talking minor travel, then maybe Canada. You know, some cool places over the border are there. Well, Muso Linguini De Milano did another $1 tip and says, have you heard of the Origami World Championships on TV? Oh my God. He says, I could not watch it because it was on pay-per-view. Pay-per-view. We got a knee slapper. We got a knee slapper. Har, har, har. Russian Love Machine asks, what do I currently watch on the TV? Most WWE content like Raw, SmackDown, 205 Live, and NXT. I watch certain Gordon Ramsay shows, like he has a new show, 24 Hours to Hell or something like that. That's kind of like Kitchen Nightmares used to be. I also watch MasterChef and usually his Hell's Kitchen show. Some other shows that I've watched over the years are things like American Horror Story. Walking Dead. I'm trying to remember what's on my DVR. Rick and Morty. Anything else in the DVR right now? Not really. There's some shows I watched last season. Like, what was that one? Something about the X-Men. There was some X-Men show I watched. And New Mutants or whatever it was. I didn't think it was great. It was all right. I watched a few episodes. I got bored of it. I stopped watching it. So, there you go. No, by true. I would not seek to do an S run of Cuphead. That's too crazy. I've had this cowboy hat, Darkside Vader, since my trip to Tennessee, Nashville, which I don't remember what it was, 2010, 2011, whenever that was is when I got this hat. The Gifted, that's what it was called, Metal Gear, thank you. No, Trees, Teed, I can't say this guy's name. I'm just going to say Trees. No Trees. I have not considered dyeing my beard. I actually asked Kat if it bothered her that I have white hair in my beard, and she said no, she likes it, so I'm just going to leave it as is. Russian Love Machine says, will I ever do a visit back to Connecticut? I mean, yeah, eventually I'm going to have to. My parents are getting on the older side. I haven't seen them now in over 2 years. I obviously miss them. I want to see them again. Kat wants to meet them. So eventually we're going to probably go there. I've already talked to my parents about it, and we're talking about maybe in the next year or two going back for a trip there just to spend time with the parents and to show Kat around the state where I grew up, all some of the fun stuff that I used to do, like the zoo and certain restaurants and stuff. But I don't have any money for it, so it's going to have to be like me working with my parents to figure out how we're going to do it. So, but it's a possibility, just not anytime soon. Oh my god, a ton of cheers just came in. Emperor's Wagons cheers. Are you ready for the next season of Better Call Saul on August 6th? I am. What's your favorite movie soundtrack? I didn't even know that. I might have to set it up to record. Better Call Saul is that AMC, right? And I have AMC, so I should be able to record it. Yeah, I like Better Call Saul a lot. I just watched the whole series. What is the first 3 seasons on Netflix? So I'm dying. I'd love to see the new season. I gotta set that up to record. Shout out to Corn Chi, who resubbed for the 17th month in a row and says everything good. All hail the king. As good as it can be, Corn Chi. You know, like we had a great stream today. This is a really good Ask the King stream. Thanks to everyone who was here and hung out with me. And, had a lot of fun. Thanks to anyone who contributed. I'm having fun with games recently. In relation to the streams and the fun we have on streams, things are 2 thumbs up. The problem is all the stupid shit in the background with DSP Gaming demonetized and all that shit. That's the stuff that's negative crap that I hate. And I wish we could just not have to talk about it, but it's just reality that it affects everything, right? But in general, streams are going good. Bent Boxer cheers. He says, have you ever considered shaving off all your facial hair? No, because Kat really likes the facial hair. I like the facial hair, so it stays. Big Bumbling Black Man cheers. He says, have you thought of better ways to conduct your polls besides Twitter, maybe the forums? Let's be honest, we know what's going to win. The troll answer wins. First of all, I try not to do troll things in my forums to avoid that, okay? But, the forums, sadly, I tried, at the height of my popularity, I tried doing polls on my forums, and the vast majority of responses I got was, Phil, we don't like polls on your forums, because sadly, the polls on your forums require you to register, and the registration process is a pain in the butt, and it's too much work. I know that sounds silly. Forum registration typically takes, 5 seconds, but that was the vast majority of feedback I received back in the day, and so the only polls I do on my forums are patron-specific stuff now. So that's why I don't do it that way. I tried using, what was the old one that used to use? It wasn't Twitter. Remember there's that website where you could do polls? I totally forgot what it's called. Something list or something like that. And we found out that people could abuse that and cheat. So I stopped using that. Twitter seems to be the most legit thing, where we do get kind of legit answers. So, hold on. K-Dog cheered. He said, will you go back to telling us stories like the ones that were working at the mall or Circuit City? If people have questions about them, sure. And if something comes to mind, like today, I told you the story today about the flight from hell, right? So if they come up and they're pertinent, yes, but no, I'm not just gonna out of nowhere come up with these stories to talk about. Yo Mama Been Havin' tipped me $2. It says, can you give me advice? I broke up with my gym. Things between us were not working out. Har, 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 har. Oh, my God. Ben Boxer cheered. He said, what is your favorite Rocky movies? Mine are Rocky Balboa, Rocky 1, Rocky 4. I mean, the Rocky movies are all good. Even the cheesy ones. Rocky 5 I actually still like. But obviously Rocky 1 I think will always be the best because it was the original that started everything. And, I mean, Rocky Balboa, I actually really do like that movie, so. Trees cheered again. He says, castor oil isn't used as a dye. You put it on places where there's no hair and the hair grows back. Oh, no, dude, I don't have a shortage of hair. I just explained this the other day. I don't have a shortage of hair on my face. Actually, it was yesterday when I was doing my IRL stream, and you could see, I don't have no hair on my face. I don't have patchiness. This is white hair. What you see right here, you say, oh, this is patchy. That's white hair. It's that you're seeing it on a webcam. That's not high quality enough. If I zoomed all the way in, you see, this is all white hair. That's why it looks like that. There's no patchiness in this beard. It's all hair, full hair. Look, everywhere I go with my hand is all hair. It's just white hair. That's why it looks how it does. Furious Kirk cheered. He says, what do you think of all the stuff with Disney and James Gunn? I already gave my opinion, actually, earlier on this show. So if you want that opinion, you got to go watch the pre-stream, okay? Karmika cheered. He says, will you do Suicide Kings with fans when RDR comes out? Possibly. If it works that way and I could do it, I'll do it. I wanted to freaking do it with Grand Theft Auto 5, and you couldn't do it. So if you could do Suicide Kings, yes. Cody Carl's cheered. He said, does Cat drink at all? Sometimes. Not frequently, but sometimes she does. That Not a Buddy did a 100-bit cheer and said, what about a basic vlogging series for DSP tries at DDP Yoga? The routines take less than 20 minutes, and you can make another healthy change in your life. DDPs are known to follow endorsement of his product. I have no interest in doing that. If my back pain came back, that's the first thing I would try. I have it right over here in my closet. I have DDP Yoga. If my back pain came back and I needed it, that's literally the first thing I would do. But I don't have major back pain anymore. It's all gone away. I think what happened is the herniated disc finally reduced its swelling. I built enough muscles around it to protect it, and I haven't had an issue. Metal Gear Rex cheered. He said, what's Suicide Kings? Suicide Kings is a series that back in the day when Red Dead Redemption was new, in the multiplayer of it, I would have people just randomly join me, and we would try to find the highest places and most ludicrous ways to jump off and die. The top of a mountain, the top of a waterfall, shoot people and have them fall down and have to do this hilarious, ragdoll animation. The best one I ever did, I loaded two stagecoaches full of people, and we jumped off a cliff and fucking just died, completely fell down the waterfall in the fucking thing. It was nuts. But tried to recreate that in Grand Theft Auto 5, that didn't work. They changed the game so much you couldn't even have that kind of fun with it anymore, which sucked. So maybe the Suicide Kings will ride again one day. We'll see. Wow. I just got a $21 tip from I Phoned a Treasure. And he says, because of your inspiration, I used to have a fear of hurdles, but I got over it. Har, 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 har. Another joke. Well, I Phoned a Treasure. You are the top tip. However, we're going to end the stream in a moment here. Also, shout out to Roll X-Man 2 who subscribed to the channel. All right, guys, that is it for Ask the King for July 2018. What I would like to say, what you got... Oh, Straight Cash Homie cheered and said, would you play Resident Evil 2 or GoldenEye? I did play Resident Evil 2. GoldenEye, I don't know if I would play the classic, but I did play the remake of it. There was a remake version of it at one point, and I played that too. All right, guys, that is it for the show. Thank you very much for your contributions. Thanks to everyone for your questions. Thanks for hanging with me on the show. I hope you liked Ask the King. The next episode will be in 2 months, so we're talking September. Near the end of September, I think it's like September 20th is the tentative date I've set it for. There's already a forum thread for it on thekingofhate.com, my website. On the forums, you can already start posting up your questions for the next show. And if you're a patron, you can already start posting up your guaranteed to be answered questions for the next show. All right, so thank you, everyone. Whether you watch live on stream, whether you watch this on demand on YouTube, thank you for your support. Thanks for a great show. I hope you enjoyed episode 71. I'll see you guys again in September for episode 72, but until then, I sign off. Thank you very much for a great episode of Ask the King. Peace out, everyone. See you later.